Talk Business. This is a podcast for entrepreneurs, aspiring entrepreneurs. If you've been longing, you've been wanting to start your own business, you don't know how to go about it, you want to understand exactly what works in the business ecosystem, this is the right podcast for you. My name is Ayeni-Wuraola. You already know that. If you don't know that by now, you need to keep back. Yeah, and if you're not following, click the subscribe button, click like, share with your family and friends. Somebody on your timeline is about to start a business, somebody's on your timeline is doing the business, and now is the best time for them to listen and learn. Okay, why am I here to come and teach you anything? I've been in the field, I've been in the business industry for a couple of years. If you're not following me, you are doing yourself a disservice. I guarantee you, you have a lot to learn. I'm a multiple time founder, and you get to know me as we go on. But today is not about me at all, because by now, if you don't know me, you don't know about it at all. Today, I bring to you a phenomenal man, a seasoned man. I don't know if anybody, if you've not heard Go With Happiness, you are sleeping. Tell me, come closer. Do you know what Go With Happiness is? I bring to you the king of pasta, the king of street food in Lagos, Nigeria. He cooks from Lagos to country, from one country to the other. See, guys, I don't want to talk too much, but today I have with me the phenomenal King Gla. That's what I like to call, that's what everybody calls him. Gla Berryman, the king of street food in the whole of Nigeria. I don't want to say anybody way bad past this one. No. You never chop in spaghetti, you never chop anything for this life. Amen. So I just want to ask, before you introduce yourself, just give me one or two, add some stuff, let them know that I'm actually right. Don't try to be humble today. Today is not for me. I've said to people, leave humility in 2023 or 2024. 2024, this 2025, yeah. So please, this is not the time to be humble. You've done the work, you've paid your dues. Tell us just one thing that people don't know about you. One thing, and then you follow back up with the remaining. Thank you very much.
What people don't know about me is I'm your Go With Happiness chef for life. I give you home away from all taste in your meal.
That's right.
No matter where you are, you're in the United Kingdom, United States of America, in Canada. Once you see me, you see home. Ọmọ ìlú Ìbàdàn ni mí, láti Gẹ́gẹ́ ọlọ́pàá. I'm off one year, she gets it.
I get. If you don't get it, forget about it. Thank you very much for coming today. In fact, I'm very excited to, have you on this show. A few things we'd like to talk about or touch up today, and I'm going to be starting with, how do you do it? You see, there are some business owners that don't know business owners. You see, there are your strengths that you have. It cannot be me. Because interfacing with customers regularly can be a hassle. Personally, I'm a people person, and I'm not a people person. Like, I'm a social butterfly, but when it comes to actually dealing with people in terms of HR, hiring, talking to customers as such, I have my strengths and I have my weaknesses. But you see people that sell food, not to talk of street food, people are from another place, a different kind of energy. So how does that play out for you? How do you balance it? What has the experience been like for you?
It goes two ways. When I first started off, I realized I'm fine boy with plenty swagger. I was within a school environment.
Right.
Majority of my customers were females.
Right.
That's fine when I decided for. So how people tilt towards being humble when they see someone they perceive that they like.
Right.
So they are a bit calm. But however, that banner can show up anytime. There's no time. I
can relate, because I used to sell food in the early days when I started my food business, and I fast took myself out of it because dispatch riders will humble you. Sometimes you want to, the price of pepper and stuff is not stable, or you make you make a certain food today, and then tomorrow when you make it and you sell to the same customer, maybe there's something about the taste that is not the same thing, and you now start having complaints. And you see that complaint, me, I don't know, but how how do you, because there's this saying, there's this debate, or is it debate I would even call it? I'll say there's a perception that the customer is always right. Everybody will say, I beg, or maybe for instance, there's a news on Instagram and somebody will say, oh, I've eaten that boy's food before, it just tastes like it's overhyped, it's this and that. How do you, that's customer is always right mentality. Maybe somebody comes to your stand, let me create a scenario. Somebody comes to your stand now, yeah? I want to buy food. Let's assume I come to your stand. I'm coming from work, I'm exhausted, I'm very tired, please just give me my food and go. Now, you want to serve me a plate of spaghetti, right? You want me to go with happiness. But the food is say maybe 5,000 naira, and then I give you, or 4,009, and then I give you 5K. You're supposed to give me 100 naira back, right? And then you say, oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't have it. And I start to, guy, I don't want, if you don't give me 100 naira, I'll trash this food out. The way customers can, how customers can be. So wow, like, how do you manage that? How does it come off? How do you, customer is always right, I got this, I didn't get it, because I ordered versus what I got. How do you do it? How do you deal with it?
To me, customer is not always right.
Wait. You must tell me why, because me, I don't. I will tell you why I'm laughing.
Because there's no word that can be, because personally,
yeah,
I have a customer profile.
Okay.
It's if I want to sell to the whole world, that the customer is always right. But I have my customer niche, the kind of people I want to sell to already. Yes, we're on the streets, but not on the streets.
Did you hear that rhyme, please? Somebody should check on me. I'm feeling fine. I'm feeling that, yeah.
So when you come around, I have humbled myself enough to be an entrepreneur, because surviving as an entrepreneur in Nigeria right now
is not just
zero balance.
-1 balance. Zero is even a
so for you to see me the next day, open shop.
You should give me my flowers.
So when you come around, I understand I'm rendering a service.
Right.
And it should be of humble behavior from head to core.
Right.
But I go nerves also.
So you mean if he enter another realm?
I'll do my best and possible to a bit talk to the customer in a kind way.
Yeah.
We excuse ourselves to the other corner.
Honestly, this thing that you said is quite relatable. So I remember sometimes in 2022, I had a client that, so because what we do at Nutrifield Foods, we produce and manufacture condiments, seasonings, spices, and rice and stuff, right? And we supply to stores, distributors, retailers, restaurants sometimes, And we had this amazing customer who, I wouldn't even say, she was a customer, yeah? And I'm sure she's watching this. And if you're watching this, now would be the best time for you to talk with us, so that whatever it is that we didn't do right, maybe I had like a wrong perception of it, maybe it would be a good time for you to air it out. This was a referral, by the way. Now she had come, we had serviced her business. Now you're in the food business. You know how challenging it can be. You sell food to somebody, you take it back. Do you do returns? Do you accept returns?
Usually I don't.
Right. Now, this brings me to what I'm about, the point from this conversation. We had serviced this business owner. We had supplied. She lives in another state. She lives in, I think in Port Harcourt or somewhere. So we had sent a supply to Port Harcourt. 2 months or a month down the line, you come back to tell us that she had bought before. She's a returning customer. You understand our service. You know exactly the way we operate. You've used our product. You came back a second time to buy, because if it's not good, you will not come back, yeah? Now you came back and then said the color is different. Okay, so we took it, step by step. One person explained, look, harvests are different. The hydration, changes color sometimes. The product, we try to give the most reasonable example. And then, oh no man, you have to return. I'm not buying this, we have to return, yada yada yada. We don't take returns because it's food items, and this is well over a month.
Wow.
Well over a month. When the situation, customer is always right, I'm your customer, you have to refund me, you have to do this and this, that's okay. We are happy to take back your products. You will be refunded in full. We're on holidays at that time because we usually have holidays, yeah? When these products came back, they did not have label. Excuse me. What do we supply? What do you return? We eventually refunded her just so that we can. I like sanity, but why don't you? I'm not feeling very well. Because I believe that as an entrepreneur, sometimes customers don't cut us slacks. Everybody thinks that we are working robots and we don't have blood running through our veins. It doesn't work that way, except maybe I'm wrong. Like for you, how does running a business feel like for you? Because when I see you, I'm like, this guy is doing very well, no problem. It's just going with happiness. You see, I see that name. I feel like that name is like is a coat of many colors. So I'm like, but what is the problem? This guy has got no issues. It's just living the life. Me, on the other hand, I'm thinking, who sent me? Did anybody ask me to come and do this entrepreneur? Why did I choose this sofa life?
It's stressful.
Right.
Sometimes the reward is not forthcoming.
How do you mean?
You put in so much and get so little because you want to make people happy. So let me create a scenario.
Yeah.
Went to Ghana for Afro Nation.
Yeah.
We go to Ghana, going to markets. Usually in Nigeria, I don't go to markets at all. I'm just at home. People run, people do this.
Yeah.
So I said, let me even experience the markets.
Yeah.
The next day was the event.
Yeah.
I was shaking in the evening when I go back because I'm not used to it.
That
again.
kind of thing, yeah.
But people still want me to come to the show, give them a vibe. Because when they see me on show, they just don't come for the food. They want to see the dancing shirt.
Yes.
I will smile.
Yes.
Like, and I throw a bit of banter. I make the ladies and guys feel good. I tell you, your dentition is so sweet. I say kind words.
Yes.
They want to see that.
Mm-hmm.
Then I did that the first day, but second day I didn't have that strength anymore. And one girl said, "You cannot even compliment me."
Oh Jesus! Oh my goodness!
I wanted to do like, guy, do you know what I'm doing here? I'm doing here. Just pity me now.
You see, like customers don't care. Like they really See, at the end of the day, I feel like our take home should be the experience that these people have at the end of the day. I have this opinion. I feel like you cannot service everybody, and not everyone would be happy at the end of your service. You would have an experience where somebody is referring you to a million people, and another person will have that same food, and the person will be like, "What's all this? Who sends this one? Better go and close shop." So for you, what's the silver lining for you in this context, in relating with customers, developing a relationship with your customers, so that they can always come back? How does that affect you in your personal life in any way? How do you balance it as well? Like, how does it make you feel?
When I was starting off in 2014,
yeah,
if anyone makes a complaint about the food, I get jittery and I get sad.
Right.
To one extent, I cried all night because somebody said my food was not good. I was very, very sad. But I met a friend called Femi Aluko.
Right.
He's the CEO of Child Deck Logistics.
Right.
So he created a scenario to me. Yeah. Imagine I sell 1,000 plates of food.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say 100 people don't like it. 900 people like it. Which should I channel my energy on?
Not happy. Abi? you can't dwell on the things that are not working. Yeah, I get that.
So I started having that concept in my head. Although I do my best to create premium experience. However, we have different taste buds, different feelings when you're having that food. Sometimes you might even have malaria that you don't know. And you're eating the food and that. So you say, you tell yourself, it's bland in my mouth. Yeah, go take malaria medicine first before you say it's bland.
Yeah.
Sometimes we'll go a food critic.
Yeah.
The biggest food critic.
Let's go there. Yes.
Biggest food critic in Africa.
In Africa.
You know, posted something about my business and people were giving feedbacks and all.
Yeah.
The first 50 to 70 feedbacks were awful.
Very bad.
See, I was driving. And somebody messaged me like, have you said what everyone is saying about you? Then I scrolled through and I said, what are they saying about me? And I said, okay, flip, because he is my accountability officer.
Yeah.
So flip back to June 2024. When our food was worth 3,500, we were selling for people for 1,000 naira. We sold over 90,000 plates. And you and I both know that for those days, we don't sleep. For this thing to work, we poured out our heart and soul into it.
Right.
So, see, that 100 people or 200 that complained. Now imagine those 89,900 that enjoyed the experience, that enjoyed the food. Those are the good ones you should look at. Those ones, they have your heart and they will always come back. Ask yourself, daily, we sell close to 2,500 and 3,000 plates. If we were not good at all, we won't sell 1/4
of what you have sold. Thank you. In fact, I don't know how else you would have explained it. I also think that people tend to capitalize on things that are bad other than things that are working. And I think that even people that have not particularly tasted your food, just because a certain person has said something negative, because they want to trend and because they want to feel among, some people will criticize you for being for based off of what they've heard from another person. And this brings me to what I was going to ask you. Because your business is founder-led, being a founder-led business, does this affect your own personal style, your own personality as a human being? I'll give this out. Let me use myself as an example. When I started IYL Foods, now NutriFuel Foods, I started as a founder-led. But because I don't, as much as I think I'm perceived to be someone who likes to be in everybody's face, I do not. This is the best that you can get. Except you are my core, that you can know that I can be sorry for the language. You know, I can be a handful when I'm with the people that understand me. And being a founder-led business can be overwhelming. I like when people see that, please, I'm not the person. Don't come and hold me. Go and hold the business. Or someone said, there are two, okay, let me give an example. With my consulting firm, because I have a consulting firm, like I said, I'm a multiple business owner. So I've got Inspo Chupa, which is a snack brand. I have NutriFuel Food, which is a condiment brand and grains. Then I have the consulting, which is the OEW brand consulting. And a customer had come to, do a consultation and all of that, to buy into a program. You bought into the program, but because I had anchored one of the discovery calls, right? I felt like the customer thought that I was the only one in the business. Now, 2 months down the line, this customer comes to say, I don't want to do this service anymore, give me my money back. It's a consulting service, it's a brain work service. You're not paying for the end result, you're paying for the process, right? That's fine. But what we have done is much more than what you're asking for refund. And then, because I just said, I don't particularly enjoy that banter with customers. It's not my style. And because I can be a very empathetic person, I'll just be like, you know what? Do whatever you want. But because I'm running a business, brother, no, it's money all of us are coming here to come and make. Don't play with me. So I hand it over to the rights department, and they go, and customer comes, oh, customer is always right. Excuse me, I didn't know the person I'm talking to. I don't know the person from anywhere. I've been talking to you. The visitor say, when you paid, did you pay to my account? Is it my name that you saw there? You paid to the company, did you not? But I didn't want that to affect my own personality or my character or my attitude towards anybody else. So how does this work for you? How do you manage it? You're a founder-led business. Everybody thinks that whatever you do has to be in line with that thing that you're selling. So what is this for you? How does it work? Today I want to know. Maybe I can learn.
So over the years, developed structure of the business.
Right.
When I was just the only one going to the markets, cooking, prepping, there's an emotional side for a brand. Because Nigerians, we tend to buy emotions,
right,
rather than the product itself. Oh, that person is kind. Okay, I can buy from that person. That person is beautiful. I can buy from that person. The intrinsic value of a product is literally lost in this ecosystem.
Right.
If you get what I mean.
I get what you mean, yeah.
It's not as if I'm the only pasta or firewood jollof rice there. But people, they know this person, they love this person, they love his personality in quotes, so they come back. So people have asked this question, you still post your personal pictures on your business page?
Yeah, I was going to ask that.
This is it. As much as you want to decide, okay, that's personally for me, as much as I want to detach myself from the business,
right?
There's some people that like me for the business.
Yes.
So once I take myself out totally, they just retreat.
Yeah.
Some people get there, when I talk to him once, he might
give you discounts.
Yeah, or wink at me, all those little details. And because we are very, very emotional people.
Right. We are, yeah.
You give it a go, but there's a limit to it. So people still want to have that connection with you.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I remember when I was when I left the country, when I traveled, and because I was very much involved in supply chain before I left, even though I'd rather be in production because I like the testing that I do there, but sales is also my core, so I don't mind. And because many of the stores that we supply today, I activated them myself.
Wow.
In fact, I would say 75% of the stores that we supply to across Nigeria, particularly, I did it myself. I documented everything. Like, I usually, did the work for my team. So when I left, it was a bit of a challenge for some of them because I developed a relationship with many of them. Sometimes I'll get to a store, I'll start gisting, and you know that store managers, merchandisers, they like that kind of thing. Like, I go there I don't go there as, I'm the founder of this thing, No, I go there as a regular person like everybody else. We gist, we eat, we drink, and all of that. So yeah, the element of you sometimes. So when I traveled, hey, Jesus. Although there was a lot of structure in place, but there was that gap that was still there. And this leads me into the next conversation that I'm going to have today, which is the effect of globalization on small businesses. So there's usually this saying that if you're not known in your home country, if you go into another country, you're wasting your time. What do you think?
that really works. Is your quality there? You find out that when you get to a king might not even be recognized in him.
God, this one is in my thoughts because I was going to say people that say that thing, man, I don't understand. Truly, there might be an advantage in terms of the community you built before you left. Yoruba people say something, and I'll translate it for the sake of those who don't understand Yoruba. Ile lajiye otimi. The way I perceived or community perceived my business before I left this country, before I left Nigeria, it was as though all of those small businesses. But the way, I think it was only one brand that usually encouraged me as much. That would be like, "Ura, you're doing amazing." Then, whenever they go to my page, they'll be like, "Your page is like that Ayeni-Wuraola page," and that's really Nigerian brands. Like, they gave me that every time I would feel like, "Hey, God, I'm not doing enough." You're not doing enough. Maybe it's because people are looking at you as you are such a big high-end brand. I guarantee you, when I left this country, I activated 15 outlets in the UK. Easily, like it didn't come off as, although I felt like maybe I did some training. I felt like I did paid internship when I was in Nigeria, and I feel only 1 or 2 stores out of the 15 asked me, "Were you operating in Nigeria before you came here?" That was it. The remaining, in fact, I don't even sell to Nigerians again abroad because sometimes I feel like we don't cut ourselves on slack. We're like brothers and sisters that we've been fighting ourselves.
And we work too hard over a year, and you feel like you put like limited effort over there and you gain so much.
Honestly, we as Nigerians, especially business owners, I feel like we need to cut ourselves on slack. And we need to begin to encourage and support ourselves much more. Because this person is in my field, does not mean that we cannot do business together. But collaboration, togetherness is lacking.
Collaboration is the key. Let me tell you, myself and a friend went together. Crispy and Rose and King Lab went together. He got the plug. "Oh, King Lab, would you be interested? Let's do this thing together."
Right.
He had the expertise and connect. But you know that this person has a good customer relationship, can sell the market, I can sell literally anything you want to sell.
Right.
Like, I've invested money into this thing. Let me call in this guy. Because there's something I wouldn't do in Nigeria, I was doing at Afro Bishop. See, and I saw the business in a different light. Americans were there, like in Nigeria, our concerts, you barely see older people come outside, it's just Gen Z and a bit
small millennials.
When I got there, old people were outside at the beach.
Don't play with them. They don't care. They groove well.
As at 1 a.m., married people were.
And I saw the video. Yes, I saw. And I'm like, "Oh, this is good."
Like, you from Nigeria? This is fantastic. I was selling for an equivalent of 21,000 and for I said 5,000 a year.
See, those let's go is prices. Let's go is prices. So honestly, people need to begin to see. But at the same time, do you think that branding and a bit of structure helps you to achieve that in Ghana?
I do taste from moderation and I get that, but I still go back. Okay, maybe that day was just a one-off. Your customers don't cut you slack. They don't feel you can make a mistake. They want you to be perfect, and they can't be. We are humans after all.
Nobody can be perfect, if you ask me. If we are 100% sure, I just feel, if you feel like entrepreneurs, or especially those that are just coming up, because I get to because through my consulting firm, I've been able to see through the eyes of many other people. People actually do want to start their own businesses, but they are scared, they are worried, they don't know exactly how to go. I'm new to this country, I want to start a business. And it's not like I was doing a business when I was back home. Am I sure it's going to work? Am I sure it's going to happen? The truth is, I don't think nobody has all the answers, do they?
At all.
Like, Did you think you were ever going to be an entrepreneur as a young adult or as a growing child?
So I studied English in University of Lagos.
Right.
I wanted to be, I like the girls. So I wanted to be like an MC,
right.
Control the stage.
Right.
Maybe a girl could wake up me from afar, like, okay, meet me backstage. One of my guy is like, he's a billionaire MC, like he does MC for living. He's in the US now.
Right.
Just called me. We stayed in a one-room apartment that was not even as long as a cubicle. So school was on strike.
Yeah.
We only eat once a day because we were very, very poor. Poverty was our friend. So I would cook beans. I will now pour garri on it.
To solidify
it. So when you get to your
it's staying here for God knows how long.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sure, but this entry thing you want to do, it won't work. This food I eat, if you sell for me for 10,000 naira, I will buy it. And this was just what we call a poverty dish. And you tell me you buy it.
Yeah.
This was at 2012.
Right.
I'm like, okay, let me just. My mom is a caterer. She had always been telling me to chill to it. I'm like, no, I have to be a touch boy. I don't want to do dirty work. I follow her around. People, like, she said, when people insult her, like, like, babe, so you're walking like a snail, like.
So you didn't like that?
I didn't like that. But 2013, I just to myself, let me do this. Because it was one year to graduation.
Right.
And I started it off. But, man, it's the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. I started off under a tree in University of Lagos.
So, but people will say that, that man is because they invested money. You people can hear.
No single kobo, no single naira from anyone. And it was so difficult at that period. One day, the day I realized that I put up my food, the school management threw me and threw it away like, as I don't have the right to even sell there. Or people that love, they carry the food to one place, they just eat. So all the food was for free. I plan to sell. But
as they just mess you up, just mad at everything now. Let's do giveaway.
the most challenging one was when I was eventually pursued out of the University of Lagos and I cannot keep selling here and all.
Why? Because people were I've been privileged to stay in University of Lagos for some time. I did school there, but when I first moved to Lagos, I grew up in Ibadan and I schooled in Osun State. And I left Ibadan because I was running away from entrepreneurship at that time. And so just because I wanted to go into entrepreneurship, my dad had said that, well, that's your business. If that's what you want to do, go and do it. I didn't have anywhere to stay. I had families and everybody, around, but I just swallowed my pride and I said, I can be very proud here. Because if I want to do what I want to do, I'm going to do it. You're not stop me. You won't stop me, rather. And I was cutting with a friend in Unilag. So I know that there are many people there are plenty of people who they will come and sell in the hostel there. All of us will go and eat it. Suya or shawarma or we will eat it there. So I'm confused as to why you were particularly chased out of there.
When your glory shines so bright, people want to dim the light.
Yes. And yes, however, I agree.
It pushed me to success. The next day, I didn't even tell my mom, I'm sorry, Mom. I entered the night bus. I stood from Lagos to Abuja.
Jesus Christ.
I was going to the NYC and just sell food there. If nobody's going to buy it here,
I'm going to go and sell it somewhere.
So I had to be sleeping on tables. I slept on table for 19 days. So a friend I met during my NYC days, and that's easy in Abuja. She come and stay at the parents' house. So I eventually went there.
Right.
But in Abuja, I didn't do so well. In my first sojourn, I had loads of debts. People were like my phone will always be on airplane mode. You can't just call people
So
and
that-
I don't need to. I'm fine. I hope you are good.
Oh, come off it again. So that
Airplane
people will
mode
not use
again.
video to kill me.
So it's very, as an entrepreneur, very, very difficult. Very, very difficult. Days I cried my eyes out and I had to call a friend of mine and say, "See, I'm not doing this thing again. I want to go and teach. I want to be a teacher."
Sao. Teacher, Sao.
I told my
But
mom.
what would you have been teaching though?
I
You
don't
would have
know.
been a very good teacher.
I was doing the government. I said, just employ me.
Oh my
And
god.
mommy, I will never teach. That statement should take you back.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Right.
you might remember when we were growing up and she would sell bottles just to feed us.
Oh my god, I'm not the only one then. Hallelujah.
So also only good day, she
Yeah.
pack it together just to feed us. Like, and do I not remember when we were doing kerosene business, how she probably was just building me up. That do I know when your blessing will come and knock on the like, hey, mommy, that see her now, is she in a good place?
Oh God, God bless our parents. Let's even give it up for them because they've done so much for us. Honestly, now that we're in their shoes, I kind of feel like we didn't give them enough grace.
So,
And sometimes, because I'm a mom too, and when my kid is asking me, I remember the first time, our first experience in England, and my son had said, because we lived a relatively comfortable life before we left here.
definitely.
And then we got to England and my kids were like, what was this? One day we were in a bus from Coventry heading back to Birmingham and my son was making noise and was saying that, why did we bring him here to come and suffer? He said, Mommy, why didn't you put our car on the plane when we were coming here? You remember? I said, you never jam.
As in, never serving.
Like, you don't even know what we're doing. But I'm grateful because, they see the things that we are doing. Now, I believe that this generation of children are more aware. And just because many of us that were raising kids at this time, we're kind of very vocal. We talk about these things sometimes in front of them. They see what we do. Unlike back in the days where we don't really see the behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Like when I asked if you've always wanted to be an entrepreneur, when or you ever thought you would be, is because some people have a perception of if you don't have a history of entrepreneurship in your lineage, you can't, you don't even consider it, like it's not for you. And I think it's a myth. I think just because one of you people were successful entrepreneurs in your time, in your lineage, in your family or something, doesn't mean that doesn't guarantee success for you. It can help, but it's not
not cast in stone.
It's not cast in stone. And just because you don't have that, do you think that you cannot be a business owner or a successful business owner at that?
It doesn't work that way. You can see success is relative.
Thank you very much for this. Thank you very much for this. Success is very relative. And then it's not measured based off of how much do you make? How many people have you coached? How many plates of food did you sell? Success is what it is to you as a person.
Absolutely.
And I wish that entrepreneurs or aspiring entrepreneurs can draw from this energy. It's not just about, I say this because I see a lot of mistakes on Instagram. My God. I see a lot of mistakes from many people. So just before we started doing this podcasting, I've been, I do educational tips and I drop them online on Instagram and stuff. And I used to make these little things. And I see some comments sometimes and I'm like, people need to chill. Life is not as difficult as people are putting it. One day, one step at a time. Just because somebody is, I think it was Chef, it was Diary of a Kitchen Lover that had posted something similar. I think someone or one girl had gone into her DM to ask for a wig. And she'll say, I like this wig, I cannot afford it, I want to use it to do my whether graduation or convocation or something. I think she was just leaving secondary school, going to uni. And Diary of a Kitchen Lover, she has had it up to here. I felt like people have been doing it and she had just been keeping quiet. So that one kind of crossed my mind, like, come, how old are you? What have you achieved in your life? Everything that you see on my body like this is not today's work.
That's all.
It's something that I've been building for years. You will reach, you too, you will get there, but you will pay your dues. I think Buzi has also mentioned something similar one time where he said that there are certain people he doesn't, I don't want to quote him because I don't particularly remember exactly how he said it. But when people say, I want you to mentor me, I want you to do this, before I reach here, I worked. Go and do your own work. When you reach a certain level, come back, then we can have a conversation. But don't just assume that just because, and then people say, Shebi, our grandfather used to do business back in the day. Maybe that's why they've left our good mind in one place. That's why
it doesn't work that way.
It doesn't. Please, help us to share small light so that
it's very important that any business you go into,
right,
you learn the skill. People don't want to pay their dues, they just want to move from
now success
to point Z. It does not work that way. My first thing, or the way I bash you in that every time that they pursue me, but the first almost 1 million I made from making seriously, me well like woman, I'm not spending that on top woman. that was the money I took to Lagos Business School.
Can you imagine? CEO, CEO.
And I knew I could be better.
Right.
But business, you need to learn a skill, learn it in and out. Because there will be bad days, like bad days.
Speaking of bad days, have you experienced any major loss in your business that it has almost cost you your sanity?
2 days to throw back to year 2024, March precisely.
Right.
In 2023, I rented a space in Lekki.
Okay.
I've been registering for GT Food for 7 years, so they eventually picked me.
For 7 years?
For 7 years. They picked me at 7 years.
Are you for real?
So, I woke up one morning, I went to my Lekki store and I've been broken.
I think I saw that post. And I remember I saw that post. I think I was on my bed. It was on a Saturday when I saw it. I saw it and I said, tomorrow is, I think it was a day to the event.
Yes.
I jumped. My husband was like, what happened? I said, my friend's store. He was like, what is this? I said, I can't, like, I don't know, I couldn't even message you. I think I was looking at it and I was like, what must have happened? How could this have happened? Please, I'm with you. I don't mean to interrupt you.
Yeah.
I remember that. I remember it.
Then I told my beautiful wife that forever you are, I love you and appreciate you because I got so much strength from her. I told her I'm not doing GT again. Like, Uncle, are you okay? Like, Uncle, are you okay?
God bless our spouses.
Like, 7 years running.
Yeah, now they pick you once and then you say you're giving it up just like that.
Because I eventually invested all the money I made into that place.
The devil is a liar. Oh my God.
Okay.
Let's do
I just called some of my people, just pack the equipment out, go and keep it somewhere. Once we finish the show, we'll figure it out. So I went.
Did you think of where it came from?
So, to address the Lagos State government, they've been given
I'm sorry, what? What?
To the Lagos State government.
No, it cannot be. Are you serious?
So they've been giving the landlord some notice, which he has been indirectly hiding it away from us. For anyone looking for a store on the island, please do your due verification.
Oh my God.
Very important. Very, very important. And you know how there are street urchins on the old streets wanting to pay for other things. Yeah, they carry away something.
Because I was good. That thing looked like a robbery. It did not look like it came to demolish it. Honestly, I thought that vandals came, demolished and took away. It was like, who does this? A day to an event. They moved so many things away.
I just counted it all joy. I wore my sleeve in my head, went to GT Code. People were like, guy, that the first day, I didn't know where that energy came from. You see, on Thursday, people don't really make sales, just do small. I said, in the night, I'd seen the crowd when I was sleeping. I'd seen the crowd. I'm like, I wanted to reduce the portion. I said, no, let me go with that energy.
Food will always.
That energy. The food was not enough.
Oh.
I had to be calling home. So they were cooking, sending, cooking, sending.
Oh my goodness.
Somebody now said, who is that small boy? You're not selling there.
I'm the small boy. Yes.
There was a point that it was the guests that were serving the guests.
Look at God. So I felt, and the enemy just wanted to like. Sometimes I can be very spiritual. I'm not spiritual. Don't quote me. But I love God and I don't take out the God factor out of anything. But sometimes I feel like when something is about to be good, the devil attacks it. It attacks it so bad that it will almost have you. But you've come out really strong. Somebody should please wake me up because I can't deal. I mean, I've had my own fair share of losses too, but I just thought to ask, like, so it's not that you're alone. What's that one thing that you would say to anyone who's just starting out? You're not aspiring to, you've bossed up, you've developed yourself, you've decided to say, you know what, I'm going to do this entrepreneurship thing. It's a life. What is that? What are two things? I'm going to add to it. What are two or three things you think that they should hold, or they should believe, or just hold on to and look forward to?
I know we're in the business to make money. But why running the race to make money? Understand it's a marathon. It's a very, very long journey. And the mistake entrepreneurs make here is that they calculate profit per day. The mistake entrepreneurs make
God.
They calculate their profits per day. Me, I can afford to make 1,000 naira daily. If I make 1,000 naira daily, if I times it times 7 days, I make 7,000. If I make it times 31 days, that's 6,000. So at the point, I started making 100 or 120k daily. Then I started to times 7. So at the end of the month, I was making roughly 3 point something million. That was in 2023 itself. Although it was minimal to the effort I was putting in, but it's not equivalent. I was ready to buy time.
Fantastic. I like that. I like what you just said.
It's not a bed of roses. It's not a bed of roses. And the moment I've lost it all also. But you must have that belief. See, passion will not bring money to your table.
Amen.
Passion.
Passion driven. Oh God. You count the sky, so your eye will move.
So you count the profits bit by bit. Relax. You're already in it. You make it.
Right.
Also, don't be greedy. So now there are many investors coming into Nigeria.
Yes.
Everybody wants to tap from their resources.
Yes.
Then people tell you, okay, I can give you like 100 million, but your business will be like 40% of your business will be mine. All those things.
What do you think about that? Check it. Oh yeah. Give us.
However, you're not seeing it in the long run because you are short-sighted. Your business can convert billions in the next 3 months.
You. My God. See, before you continue, in 2022, I think, if I'm not mistaken, no, it was not 2022. It was 2020. It was 2020. I think it was about April or so, 2020. I was very, in 2019, I had lost quite a lot of money to some silly mistake that I made. It was a lot. And I didn't know how to proceed because what I started my business with is nothing to write home about. And it's very hard bootstrapping. Very, very hard. Yeah? Now I'd approached an investor who first had said does not invest in women. That was the first, that was like, it was very upsetting because I do a lot of work. I work very hard. And for somebody to come and say I don't invest in women,
No.
like I don't want to use the F word because it wasn't people. But because I needed the money. Said, oh, go bring your husband, then we can talk. I mean, that had happened a couple of times, yes. But when I eventually now sat down, and I at that time I knew what my business was doing. I knew what my business was converting, even though I will not come out and say that my business is making money, yeah. But this person was offering me, I think at that time, 20 million naira or 25 million naira for 40% of my business. And I say, as in 25 million, what will I use 25 million naira to do? Ordinary nylon, I will not use 20 million naira for. You are telling me that 25 million for 40%. At that time, I knew I was building a global brand, but I didn't think that I was going to be in any other country apart from Nigeria. This was 2020. 2021, I was privileged to go out of the country. Today, my business is in, I think, about 3 or 4 countries. So please tell me, 20 million, 40%. You will now be in a situation where if you make that kind of mistake, you now be in a situation where you now have to be begging to buy back some shares from your investors. Like you rightly said, it's very important not to. Yes, you would need that money. I needed that money like oxygen. Like I needed that money. Like my life literally depended on that money. I was in so much debt. By the time I left this country, I think I was in debt of over almost 40 million naira. I was like, sometimes my husband will look at me like this and be wondering, how do you sleep at night? I say, I will carry my problem and put it beside my pillow and sleep. The next morning, I will carry the problem and wear it again. I do not continue. That's the way it is. Because you cannot afford to drop the ball as an entrepreneur. Yes, you will look all put together. You will look like, you should look the part, by the way.
Definitely.
You cannot afford to look like a bag of chips where you're supposed to look like a bag of money. Do you understand? The way people see you is the way they'll perceive your business as well. I used to, before I wrote Building a Great Brand, I can walk out of this, I can go to the market, I can go to party with Dunlop slippers. I wasn't someone that really, well, I'm just like one of my mom would be like, stop sharing, are you a boy? But eventually I saw that when I attend trade fairs, people will be looking at you. I attended one trade fair one day and somebody had told me, please, I want to talk to the owner of IYL. And I said, okay, she's coming. And I left. Eventually, I think she had heard about the brand. Eventually, she now met my staff while my staff was going around. And she was like, your madam, my madam is around. Oh, okay, I'm coming to your stand. And then the person came, they were now asking for the madam. The lady then said the madam is inside. And she's like, no, I need the owner. It was just a mess. But please, sorry for the aggressive. Let's get right back into it. You mentioned 2 things now that they should look out for. Yes, they should avoid greed. Please continue.
You can't afford to be greedy in this game.
Right.
And it's not for 5 minutes after. It's a full 90 minutes. You go for it. Yeah, I probably understand you're scared. You're telling yourself,
can I do it?
Are you going to make it?
Will I make it? Will I waste my time?
Eventually,
I'm 40 years old. If I start now, when will I drive? I'm 45. When will I start? If I start now, I'll be crawling.
I probably understand that you watching your Instagram reels, you seeing so many wonders, the social media friends is right in your face. And you're asking yourself, when are you going to get to that place?
Yeah.
But like I say, it's not a race, it's a marathon. Take your time, build your brand in quotes. You are a brand. You will eventually get there. I know there's pressure at home, there's pressure outside. But there must not be pressure within. Relax your mind. It takes time. Nobody builds a great brand in a day. People we heard the gist of McDonald's that it was older. But you don't want to be older before you know it.
You don't want to walk before you fly. You don't want to be crawling and fiam. No, you don't enter plane. Fume.
So
It doesn't
what people
work
don't
that
know
way.
about Kimba cuisine is we didn't eventually make it until 2021.
Still, please remind us again. When did you start?
I started off in 2014 exactly.
So, but you didn't eventually start making profit until
2021.
this how many years down? I don't know much. I only know much.
that was like 7 years later.
Jesus. Oh. See, guys, I honestly don't know what to tell you, especially for you that you are already in it, and you are just feeling like this person that is making it big. Do I have 10 heads? If you sit down with my mother today, she'll tell you, I know my daughter's mentor, 2 people. Aliko Dangote. No mentor, sorry, people that you look up to. Aliko Dangote is number 1. Actually, 3 people. Overcame, number 2. And guess the 3rd one. Guess now. $1. And why do I say $1? I worked on a project when I was rounding up my master's, and it was a case study. When I dug deeper and I found out the things about this man, in fact, in my mind I'm like, hurrah, don't know if you run this thing. Because these people have done their work, they've paid the amount. This man has labored, he has toiled, he has lost a lot of money, they've been through it. So if I'm going through something and it wants to weigh me down, I'm always like, what would Dangote have done in my own mind? Or what if this was $10, what would have been in his thought? Or if this was Ayeni-Wuraola, how would she have handled this? So sometimes when it looks like this girl she has everything, I can be see. Do you remember when I used to do Instagram live that I would just come and do Let's Talk Business Instagram live? Because Let's Talk Business started from there, right? There was a time I called my friend entrepreneurial, delicious desserts, and I said, I was literally wailing and crying. I think something had gone bad in the factory or whatnot. I cried and cried and cried. 5 minutes later, makeup was on my face. So my brother, I was on Instagram live, shining teeth. She don't call me and say, "Are you alright?" Because honestly, it's very challenging. I'll say. Let me add to what you said. To build a business is not child's play. You have to make up your mind from the very beginning that this is where I'm going, this is where I'm headed, and this is how it's going to be. I knew I wanted to be a business owner from the very beginning. In fact, I had the sketch of how I wanted then I was in the beauty industry, so I had a sketch of how I wanted my spa parlor to look like. This was before I got into my year 1. Before I entered uni, I already had that. And it had always been in my head. I knew I'm not a 9-to-5. I'm not a very patient person. It's very obvious. I can't. But along the line, above all, I would say that consistency is king.
Very important.
If you want to do anything at all, do it with your full chest. Now, I'm not of the opinion that I'm not in a category of people that will tell you do only one thing, master gem. What's that thing? Jack of all trades, master of none. By the time I'm 40, I want to retire. I'm still a very young lady. And I'm working towards that. And because I've had that at the back of my mind since inception, since I've understood what business was. Because I used to help my mom to sell ice cream and the likes when I was much younger. Primary school was so I knew that was what I wanted to do. So if you want to do something, close your eyes, get going, do it. Voila, please give us some final caps if you want to, and then we call it a day.
So I want to flip back.
Yeah.
I went to an event it's going to happen to most food people that go for events.
Yeah.
When it does, don't cry over it. I went to an event. I brought in 500 plates of food. I only sold 1 pack of food.
Please, attack. I never remember that part. Yeah.
Then somebody told me, there's one event somewhere. But they won't allow me. I shall beg best. I struggled to get in. I have my boys around. I practically carry cooler of rice, everything on my head. Because they think, why are you doing this next job? I said,
yes, so if you want to
like,
count
the money is
inside the mouth of the lion.
That means you must put in the work. You must make sacrifices. And the sacrifices are important. See, they will make a certain situation happen further along the line. Like I've experienced it, just take time. There is nothing that's coming down from top that you cannot handle on
it won't take years.
Yes, it will shake you, but it will make you.
I agree with that, yes. It will shake you, but it would make you. Thank you very much. I'm so, in fact, let me re-emphasize, let me rephrase that again, let me repeat it, so that they will hear, like, what, say it again, please. I want to hear it again.
No matter what's coming up or coming towards you, it will shake you, but it will make you.
Guys, I don't know how else to let you guys know that it's worth it. I always say it is always worth it. It is worth it. There is no other way. If this is what you've chosen, now this is not for us to say that if you choose a life outside entrepreneurship, it's not. We are promoting entrepreneurship. That's the goal. If you want to do it, if what will make you, it will shake you, but there is light at the end of the tunnel. So if you are at a particular phase in your life at this time, as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, and you're struggling, you feel like you can't do this anymore, it's giving you palpitations, you're scared, you're not making profit as you should. See, I think the first profit I made was 400 naira. Very silly amount of money. I used to buy plastic bags, so I can't even make anything. It was very difficult. But I didn't think that was too much of a challenge for me. In fact, I just had a baby at that time. So I remember when I was going to Agege market to come, but I would use one hand. Please don't come and carry me. Police should not come and sue me. Don't come and carry me because my child have grown now. You understand that I need to follow. I'll use one hand to drive in and one hand with feeding bottle at the back. Just because my baby was crying, I needed food, but I needed to get to market as well. And then I get to market, put my strapping on my back, and it was just, I won't say difficult. It was difficult, but it was what I needed to do at that time. Today, my kids are grateful for everything that I've done and I'm still doing. But it just means that, again, like King Lava said, success is relative. What is it to you? Don't base your success on monetary. If you base it on money, I used to be like that. I used to think that, how much have I made today? But the day I sat down and I thought about the amount of money I have invested in my business and the amount of assets that my business has, since that day, I used to, if they say I have money, I'll say thank you. I have money. That's it. I'm never going to claim poverty again in my life because I'm not there anymore in the name of Jesus. Amen. Yeah. Thank you guys for watching this episode of Let's Talk Business. Thank you, King Lab, for coming. Please, this is my signature dance. Yeah. Thank you for coming. I'm so happy that you're able to share some light on this, especially for those that are starting. Patience is everything. Consistency is everything. Consistency can be expensive. Let's be honest. It can be very expensive. Pay your dues. Sometimes paying for access works. Paying for access is going for exhibition. It's plugging yourself in with the right network of people. There is strategic partnership that you need to be looking at. Look at these things. I hope that many entrepreneurs will draw from this pool of wisdom that we have created for you guys today, and we hope that you continue to tune in and watch more episodes of Let's Talk Business.
We love you.
We love you. Until next time, guys. Bye.